we have a next step, and that is transitional housing, which Marshall is a participant, or was a participant in, and we also have permanent supportive housing, and George was is a participant in that program. Transitional housing, just a breakdown, is really a place for a person to breathe. A lot of times people go through crisis, and they're in crisis all their lives, maybe from childhood. They've never had a chance to breathe, to work on their goals and their aspirations. They've always been surviving, really. This is a program, Transitional Housing is a program where people can work on goals finally that a lot of people have had the privilege to have, such as getting an education, getting a good job, working on your health, whether that be your chemical, mental, or physical health. That is a privilege to be able to do those things. Here in Transitional Housing, we're able to provide that space for somebody to work on these things that a lot of us take for granted. It's a 2-year program, and there's a couple houses, and folks can stay and partner with a case manager, a person who cares about their progression, about their future, about their present state, and really helps them build some structure with care around them and work on goals. Permanent supportive housing is a program for folks who have experienced chronic homelessness, homeless for a very long time. They also struggle with mental health, chemical health, physical health, maybe a combination of those. Permanent supportive housing, they're able to get an apartment out in the community in Hennepin County, and we're able to partner with them as a case manager, again, another person coming to their home and just checking in, a friendly face, a person who really does care about them and their future. So I'm going to ask both of these gentlemen to talk to me a little bit about their journey. I'll start with you, Marshall. Marshall, can you talk to us a little bit about what events led you to our Saviour's Housing?
A bad divorce and drug use. And I managed to pretty much finally get myself into a program and get myself clean, and through that's how I came across Our Saviour's. And Our Saviour's has been, for me, a godsend. I was able to, through them, get back, on my feet and reestablish myself as something viable in, this society of ours. I was in another place, but there was no motivation to move on. You could just stay there and pretty much veg out, if that's what you chose to do. And then I came across Our Saviour's, and Our Saviour's had this 2-year program. And they were about helping you get back to where you were or where you wanted to be. And I met with Crystal and Anna, who's not here. She used to be the case manager before Miss Janisa. And, they interviewed me, and I set out a list of goals that I wanted to accomplish within the 2-year time period that I had here, or was going to have here at Our Saviour's. And, talking to them, we met, and I thought it went pretty well, and then they called me back and said, okay, you've been accepted. And from the very beginning, with the help of Anna, the case manager, I wanted permanent housing. I had been homeless since 2005. And Anna, from the very beginning, was on it with me in housing. And I managed to get my name on a few housing lists. And I started going to school to get my GED, something I should have done a long time ago, but anyway. But I'm in school, And some 17 months later, I finally have a place to live. You know, I moved in to my own apartment about 2 weeks ago. And it feels really, really good to be back in the swing of things. You know, in the last few years, I have been sober now, 29 months. I have been a non-smoker for 17 months. Like I said, you know, I'm in school, and Our Saviour's, the staff here at Our Saviour's, like when you come in to a place like Our Saviour's, you know, you come in and you just take for granted, you know, the people behind the scenes. You know, you come in, you get a bed, you come in, you get a meal, and you don't really familiarize yourself with the people who run Our Saviour's. And I've had the pleasure to meet, you know, the staff, a lot of the staff here at Our Saviour's, like, you know, Crystal and Anna and Marguerite and Janisa and some other people who are not here, you know, like Derek, who's on the video. And they have been exceptional people. You know, not once, I've been in places where, you know, you're homeless and you're really down, and you're already down, and then you have people who are supposed to lift you and be uplifted, and yet they're condescending. And so you're made to feel more broke than you are. You know, and there's no, you know, your day is miserable, you know, from the onset. You know, but then you come to a place like this and everybody is so upbeat, you know, so uplifting. They live by their mission about helping people. And we have little, you know, events that we do once a month, like movie night and game night. And it just gives you a chance to get back into a social circle. You know, because when you're homeless, you lose all that. You know, and you don't realize how much you lose till you've completely lost it. And, you know, I used to be like many of you. You know, hardworking, self-sufficient. You know, but I fell on hard times, whether they be by choice or not. You know, but I fell on hard times. But I've managed, with the help of Our Saviour's, to come back. And I'm grateful for every day that I get up, because I have a purpose. You know, and I was given that purpose. You know, I had purpose, but OSH brought it out. And, you know, it's good to live life. And I owe Our Saviour's so much. And there's not nothing that I wouldn't do for them. So when they asked me to come and speak to you folks, I was more than happy. Because it's places like Our Saviour's that can bring an end to a lot of things. You know, like homelessness and things of that nature. And I'm forever grateful. So if they need me to do whatever, with the exception of like skydiving or something, you know, I would pretty much do it.